All right, Coach, the guys aren't going to get to sightsee today. You have that student-athlete thing where they got to get a little study hall in.
Yeah, that kind of bummed me out a little bit. But we got all these academic people with us, so I guess we got to do the right thing. I was hoping to go to St. Paul Church and Ground Zero. We'll try to figure it out.
Well, that's about. Have you guys had much fun? It's been all basketball since you got here.
What do you mean by fun?
Well, I mean aside from basketball.
Well, I'm sure they've had fun. A lot of them look pretty tired this morning. I would want them to be excited. I don't think they're having fun right now. 2 hours of study hall. But, being in New York, half our teams have never been there. Even driving to Columbia to go to practice or driving to the Garden and going by Times Square, you're seeing a lot of things that are pretty neat. But fun was last night, going in the Garden and seeing all the SMU people there. That was the best part.
They kind of surprised you at how loud they were and how many people were there?
Yeah, it was a shock. I was hopeful that we'd be represented, but that far exceeded anything I could have imagined. And I think it helped our kids respond, which has happened all year.
In the postseason, they've really done what you wanted them to do in the regular season in terms of being able to handle adversity, coming back. And now it's all about comebacks. What are they doing and why do they like coming back like that so much?
I don't know if anybody likes coming back, to be honest with you, but what alternative do you have? I mean, I always tell them, games don't always go the way you'd like, and it's how you handle it. And, we've learned from a lot of disappointments for the last 2 years. But winning at Moody and coming back is one thing, because our crowd is so incredible. But, winning at Connecticut and then, being able to do it on such a big stage here without a home court, that shows me a lot. And it doesn't happen unless you have guys like Nick Russell and Sean. Your older guys really kind of set the stage. And one of our young kids, I think Sterling Brown's energy kind of picked us up. So a lot of neat things happen, and now we got to get ready for our toughest test tomorrow.
But you can't extend Sean and them anymore. I mean, win or lose, they're gone.
Well, the NCAA gives a lot of hardships. You never know. You might tell them I can't go on without people like them. So we'll see. But Sean's going to be with us. He's going to be a graduate assistant, and hopefully Nick gets to continue to play, which I think he will. So that's a pretty good reward.
In all your years coaching, have you ever faced a coach and then his son?
I never thought about that. I think I've coached everybody, and I probably coached against just about everybody, but I don't know. The one thing I know, if I'm Rick Pitino right now, I'm disappointed, they're not playing for a national championship, because he certainly did a wonderful job with his team. He deserved that. But to be able to watch his son coach, it has to be the best. I know someday I hope my son produces a movie I can sit there and watch, and I know how proud I'll be. But every time I turn on the TV and see Richard coach and I see his dad behind him, I'm a little envious, and I'm happy for both of them.
Is he sort of a clone of his father? Does he teach the exact same styles that you saw from Louisville?
I don't know. I know they play hard and play the right way, and he does look a lot like his dad walking on the sideline. He's every bit as tough, but he gets his kids to play hard, which is typical of what Rick does. But they don't always. It's not always about playing hard. They execute. They don't beat themselves, and I think Richard's taken a lot of that from his dad. He's got you know, his background is not just his dad. You know, he's been around other people, and I think he's his own man.
When it was announced a couple weeks ago that your team was going to the NIT, you made a comment about the perception or the reputation of the American Athletic Conference. You've taken down an ACC team last night, an SEC team in LSU. Have you allowed yourself to think about what kind of statement it would make if you can now take down a Big Ten team as well, perceived as one of the best conferences in the country?
I don't think that. I just think that we're lucky to be in this tournament. I'm thrilled that we've had this opportunity. You know, Clemson and Florida State, Minnesota, just like us, were disappointed that Sunday, but it's how you handle it, and we've handled it pretty well. We've helped ourselves in so many ways, and you know, I'm hopeful we play well tomorrow. You know, I don't care what conference Minnesota's in, they're well coached and a big challenge, and I'm not making a case for us with the NCAA. That wouldn't do anybody any good. I'm just thankful we've had this chance of playing in this environment. It's pretty darn good.
Get time for a couple more.
This thing, how much does that help you for the future? These players getting to play in these big games and extra practices and all that.
Oh, I always thought, you know, when you're in a great program and you go to the NCAA every year, and hopefully deep into the tournament, every game is so important and so meaningful. And the practice time you get and playing against quality people, it accelerates everything that you possibly can do. Our young kids are getting unbelievable experience, so it's going to help our program for years to come. But we just got to finish this off. I'm hopeful both teams play well, and whoever deserves to win, you know, I hope it happens.
Is it nice knowing that unlike some programs right now, they're looking at they've got one and done kids? You know you've got guys coming back, and you know you've got some of the nation's top recruits coming. Does that help you just kind of looking ahead and getting excited about this program?
Well, I've been excited about this program from the day I got here, but I'll take one and done. You know, I think I can prepare them as well as anybody. You know, I hope the rule changes. I hope kids could stay a little bit longer, or if they're good enough, come out after high school. But it's helped our program tremendously, you know, just being in this tournament. And then when I look at our bench, and you know, it's going to be hard to replace Nick and Sean, but with what we have coming back, the growth of those kids and what we have coming in, on Sunday, a year from now, we'll be thinking of bigger things. I'm confident of that.
Marcus said before you even walked in the locker room, the team knew what needed to be done. Was there a different look in your team's eyes when you walked into the locker room last night at halftime?
Well, at halftime we were a lot of angry people in that room because we didn't match their energy or play as hard or as tough as Clemson. You talk about dominating a half, they dominated that half. But I was proud of the way we responded. So I thought we had to look before the game. We had a great practice at Columbia, and you know, I thought our kids were excited, but we turned the ball over the first 3 times and played soft. But they had a lot to do with that. You know, they were much better prepared than we were. And fortunately, you got 2 halves, and we had to play our best half of the year to beat them, and we did.